remember the first time I ever met you was so funny because it was at so you know Marvin Harrison, of course.
Yeah.
When he was doing Sunday Show, and Sunday Show they done like a big Sunday show, basically in, I think it was a Mermaid Theatre.
Okay.
Now you don't know this, but I know this. So basically, yeah.
There's too many of these stories, you know. I don't like when people start telling me stories like, you won't remember this, yeah, but go on. What happened?
I remember at the show, right? So this is the time when I'm first starting comedy, really. And when I say first starting, this is where I'm really performing to my peers as such.
Right.
But it's weird because at a time when I was starting comedy, I didn't really start the conventional way of I go to a club and I do a 5 minutes. I'm doing Sunday show at a theatre in front of 600 people.
Yeah.
And I remember at the beginning of the show, right? I remember Jazzy was there and we was going to play this, kind of game on stage or something. I can't remember what it was. And like, I remember looking around and I think you got there a little bit early. Right. And I seen you at the bottom of the stairs. Because you know, like the celebrities, they get them first 2-3 seats. Yeah. So
okay,
then
good.
I went up to you and I was like, what's going on, Reggie, man? Love your stuff, man. You was lovely. He was like, yeah, man, big up, man. Nice to meet you. I was like, listen, man, I'm doing this game, bro. I'd love to get you involved. He was like, yeah, I'm just here to enjoy myself, you know? because a part of me was like, I'm a bit happy, but I'm like, oh, swear. You're enjoying yourself, yeah.
Oh, come on, you gotta admit, that's a risk, though.
No, 100%.
That's a risk.
Do you know what it is? For me at that time, I was just like, let me just ask. Because
I
get it now.
Of course.
Now I'm in that position. I get that now. Because I'm like, I just want to watch comedy, bruv.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. No disrespect. But for me, I was like, all right, cool, man. Bro, I'm embarrassed because...
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean anything by it.
No, but you know what?
You know what it's like.
No, 100%,
when you're in that position where you're like, this could go left.
100%.
And there's an audience.
Yes.
I don't want that to happen.
Do you know what it is? I think for me at that age, I was so like... I was very fearless when I first started comedy. I was just like, I really want to be funny. I want to be the best in the room. And I think that's why when I look back at that young Mo back in the day, to almost like, right, nice to meet you, man. You want to be in this comedy thing? It's like, what, I look back, I'm like, Mo, relax. Like, it's not that deep, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that was, that for me, you know, especially like when I was starting out doing comedy and just seeing you in certain places and environments, it was like, oh, right, man, sick. Like, it was quite nice to see because I think I'd never seen it before. Right. So when I was like, you know, I went to one of your parties. Is it the Trading Places?
You came to Trading?
Came to a Trading Places once.
What
bro.
was do you remember the venue?
I remember this is, I think it was Concrete in Shoreditch.
Okay, right,
Concrete
wow.
in Shoreditch.
Yeah, okay.
But that for me was that kind of blew my mind because that's the first time I'd been in a space and been amongst other people within the, you know, like kind of media industry, TV, but it was people just relaxed.
Yeah.
This wasn't, you know, now I go to, you know, you get to go to like the BAFTAs and stuff like that, where it's work.
But do you know, we should probably give it some context because Trading Places, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Only like fondly in our sort of memories. And there are still pictures online. If you look for it, you can find them, right?
Yeah.
So Trading Places was a party that I used to throw with a friend of mine called A-Side. A-Side at the time worked at Nike. He was like one of their marketing guys. Now A-Side works with Yeezy and he lives in Los Angeles and does a whole bunch of stuff, right?
That's sick.
And Ace and I were super close. And we had this party that we wanted to throw that was sort of a party for us and our friends, right? He had, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, do your thing, bruv.
He had, so he had this thing called The Most Influential, which was a blog that he ran with a bunch of different writers. I had a website called A Tribe Called Next, which was a bunch of young writers who've all gone on to direct and write and do all kinds of cool stuff. And
Wow.
if you know me or you know Ace, give us a shout. If you don't, it's not really for you. So it was one of them things where it was like, either you were one of our close friends or you were a +1.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's how I came as a +1. Still.
Right. And it was just controlled. And it wasn't about being bougie. It was about controlling the space that was sacred. So it would be people that do what we do, our friends, people from sports and entertainment, and everybody, as you said, could be relaxed. Like we did some mad parties. We threw parties for Jay Electronica. We did parties with Kanye. We had Kanye perform on a piano. We had Serena Williams, Jeezy perform. We had all kinds of mad stuff happen. We had Questlove DJ, Q-Tip DJ, like everyone. We paid Questlove a bottle of Jack to DJ at one of our parties. Yeah, and we had him playing Hackney. Like we had him come to Hackney. Like we did all kinds of things. And Trading was really special because the people that were the foundation, like the people that made that party special now do incredible things, like Grace, who manages Skepta, and Irene was like, Irene, who does every sort of event and puts on every party, works with Wizkid, does loads of amazing things. She was center of the dance floor. She was the party starter. My brother, who's like a costume designer for movies now, bare different people came through trading and have gone on to do amazing things. So when you look at the picture, like, Ross, where that's Ed Sheeran? Is that Jessie J? Like, is that blah blah? Is that is that Idris Elba? Like, what's Kano doing there? Right, that's Amy Winehouse. Oh my God, that's Mos Def. Like, it was really, really special.
Yeah, that
really
was
special.
what you're saying is literally going. That was what was happening through my mind when I went, because I remember, as I said, I was someone's +1.
Yeah.
So when I did get there, I was like, oh, bro, this is, oh my days, wow, it's Reggie Yates. I see Amy Winehouse in there, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, big man, it's Amy Winehouse. And the person I was with was just like, yeah, this is normal, innit? I'm like, this ain't normal to me, bro. It's not normal to me, bro.
But that's what's really beautiful about it. And like being like, I think the perception of me is that I'm younger than I actually am, because I've always been the young guy in a space with people who are older than me, or people who look and feel a similar age. I sort of grew up in an era where we used to look at the Americans and we used to say, I want to do what they're doing. Like, you know, what Puffy and Jay do with their brunch, the Rock Nation brunch every year. Like, people are trying to recreate that over here now. That idea of recreating what has happened in America didn't really exist in my formative years. People in my teens and 20s, in their teens and 20s as I was coming up, would just sort of keep it local and keep it small. There was never this thing of, what would it look like if we did that our way? You know? And I always have sort of thought, what would it be like if we had our own Spikes, or we had our own John Singletons, or we had our own Oprahs, and not trying to be them, but, you know, taking their ambition and just transplanting it here to the UK. And for me, that event wasn't about being bougie or being better than anyone. It was like, what does it feel like to be around your peers and actually go, all right, Rio Ferdinand, come to this club night, and you can stand next to a young musician who nobody knows yet, but next year he's going to be Tinie Tempah. Do you know what I mean? And that's the
one I went to.
Oh,
where Tinie performed.
Okay.
Yes, and I think that was the first time I met Tinie and Dumi. They was both there together. Pass Out had just come out.
Yeah, he performed Pass Out that night.
Yeah, so I was like very much like, well, go on, Tinie. You're all right. And the maddest thing is, the night before, Tinie had just gone #1.
Oh, right.
So he had just gone #1, and he had an after party at a club behind near Carnaby. It's kind of, so you got Carnaby Street on one side, and you've got Hamleys on the other side. Yeah, used to be a small little club there. So I was able to go to that, and for me, I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these people here. Wow, there's Keisha from Sugar Babes there, bruv. Bruh. And then the next day, I went to your trading place, which again blew my mind. So I'm like, oh my days, there's Amy Winehouse there. And then it's like you're saying, Tinie. I ain't gonna lie, I remember when I was there, I was like, right, I want to stay. But the person I came was like, yeah, I'm going now. So I was like, I need that lift because I'm broke. So I think that, you know what? Your event was the first event I ever went to, and drinks were free.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Get in there. And I was like, yeah, can I get a Coke, please? And I'm like, I didn't ask for them.
No charge.
Just walk away with the juice. Just keep walking.
But you know, the beautiful thing about that is something that has happened that we can look back on with fond memories. And the place that I'm at now is, what does the next layer of that look like?
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
What does it feel like to say to 20 people, look, come to this venue, come and sit down, have dinner, and let's just talk. And let's just really get into what each other's doing. And out of that, new bonds may be created, and potentially business or something creative could come from that. That's where it's got to now, partially because, you know, I'm too old to stay up late, but also because I just want to talk to people. Like, I don't want to just be in the same room as someone dancing with them, or dancing on the other side of the room. I just kind of want to get in their head and know who they are. And that's where it progresses to. But I will always be about trying to move the finish line further forward, because having a party where everyone's having free champagne is great. But what's the next version of that? What's the next layer? How do we actually create from that, grow from that, inspire, build, and become something more?
And you can't do them parties with free champagne all the time.
No.
Because once the hoods start coming, what is this? Is this the party? Yeah.